What's up, guys? I just wanted to take a few seconds, minutes probably. Alright, hours. No, I'm kidding. I just wanted to talk about Smokefest 2025 for a few minutes here. Do a little bit of a brief breakdown on what happened, my thoughts and opinions on it. I don't really have many clips, unfortunately. I was hoping to do a lot more even than I did last year. I had a couple interviews, one with Young Drew and Gavin the Hot Rod. I got like a very short interview with Young Drew on the last day after Smokefest was over. I'm not sure if that'll be on its own video or if maybe it'll be put in at the end of this. But there's a lot that I want to talk about. I only got a couple pieces of merch. I got this hat. I got the standard Holy Smoke 2025 shirt with basically just the lineup, the poster that was posted on Instagram on it. And then I got Upper Hand and Indy 500 on CD. That is literally all I bought at Smokefest. Everything else for physical media, I already own. Not a flex, but I already own it. But we're going to start off with the VIP party on Thursday. There was a lot of stuff that was different this year compared to last year for both VIP and just the Smokefest in general. But VIP was on its own separate day on Thursday night. We had a couple exclusive performances from, let's see, it was supposed to be Childlike CC, 1K Few, and Ty Brazzle. Ty Brazzle performed. Swayze performed instead of Childlike CC, I think, and then Eclesso performed instead of 1K Few. Because the Stellar Awards were going on the same day, at the same time, so that's why Childlike CC and 1K Few didn't end up making it that day. But those performances were incredible. Swayze killed it, Ty killed it, so did Eclesso. Eclesso that night, his performance just the crowd had the most energy for all three of them. And then they did the Cypher, which was different than last year. Not only did they have the Cypher, but they chose a winner, and they brought out Sway from Sway in the Morning, and he judged it, and that was incredible. I told people in the crowd, I was like, bro, I almost cried. Like, genuinely, I don't know how many people actually realized how crazy that was. I couldn't believe I was in the same room as Sway in the Morning. A lot of people I know got pictures and talked to him. I unfortunately did not get the chance to do either of those, but it was still cool to see him, and then also kind of bring like some kind of competition into Christian rap, where I feel like it definitely lacks. And it's okay, like everyone on the Cypher killed it. Like, everyone went crazy. I recorded the whole Cypher. You can hear the reactions of the crowd throughout the whole thing. Every single person did their thing on that beat. I mean, just bringing some kind of competition where it's like no one was dissing each other. They were just genuinely like putting their heart and soul into their performance and making it kind of competition style, like friendly competition, which I thoroughly enjoyed. And then after that, we had the Indie Tribe album listening party. This is no Glaze, but might be AOTY. Can't lie. And that's saying something because there's several other albums that are heavily in consideration for that already. And being this far into 2025 to have an album that might also be album of the year is crazy to me. This album is something very different than anything Indie Tribe has put out ever sonically. It does not sound like anything they've ever put out. There's a lot of risks I feel like they took in the production, and a lot of like, I can't say anything more than it's just different, but it is insane. Like, the reaction for that album I am looking forward to, because it wasn't even the mixed and mastered version of these files, and it wasn't even the full version. I can say there was not a Tribal Council 3 that I heard, so I'm hoping that maybe that's one of the ones that they left off. and will release when the actual album drops, because I did definitely want a Tribal Council 3 with Tori Deshawn on it. But yeah, that was Thursday, and then Friday was incredible. We had Indie Institute first, where Preston Perry, Ruslan, D1, Belief, Trent Jackson, I think is his name, the owner of Jesus Loves You Company, Rodney Jerkins, all of Indie Tribe dropped insane ball knowledge for real. I can't say it enough. It is 100% worth it. It's a free thing. You literally just have to RSVP to be there. It is so worth going to Indie Institute every year. I've made it a point to every time that I've been, and it's grown insanely. Like, the first time I went was in the little lobby cafe area at Rocketown, and this year it was in the main stage area, just filled to the brim of people there in attendance, and I was happy just to see all those people at Indie Institute learning and growing together. And then, let's see, after that we had the meet and greet with Indie Tribe. I got my picture with Indie Tribe. What else happened Friday? The first night we had like Zonti, Josh P. I'm forgetting the lineup. I don't have it with me, or else I would tell you guys what's going on. But yeah, I will say Zonti, the first day, was incredible. Like, he had the most energy. Everyone was just going crazy for him, and not for him, but like they were just going crazy to his music, which I was not expecting, just because I'm not, like, I listen to Zonti a lot. I know all the words to a lot of the songs he did. I just don't listen on a regular basis to his music. But man, his set was fire. And the Friday, the first official day of Smokefest, that was the only day I was really in the mosh pit for a lot of it. I was in the mosh pit all the way up to Alex Jean's set, and then I think there was one or two more sets that night where I was like, I did my part in the mosh pit. I can't do it anymore. It was hot in there. Also Friday, I met Shama. I've met Shama so many times, I'm not gonna lie. We've been the first in line at several concerts in Nashville. I've talked to him a lot. I've never promoted myself to him. He only knew me as like a Christian rap fan, and he saw me, and I was like, you know what? I'll tell him, yeah, I make videos on YouTube. And he was like, what? And so he followed me on Instagram and all that. We got a picture. I talked to him. Me and K-Man Raps talked to Shama for, I want a good 10-15 minutes. That was really cool. What else happened? I'm trying to piece everything together, like, in order of when it happened. I'm just gonna move on to Saturday. Saturday in the morning was the Smokefest market, which was really dope. We had Agios come on. Maddox had his own booth with like vinyl, I think CDs, and then a bunch of merch items like shirts and stuff. That was awesome. They were playing his album Forest on loop, so that was pretty cool. And then what else? We had Midnight Donuts set up, Holy Ghost Records, which I wanted to buy a record from them, but to be honest, it was the first thing on Saturday, and we still had like 10 hours of standing and stuff to do. So I was like, I don't feel like carrying that around all day, because I didn't want to also walk across the street and like put everything in my car. I just didn't want to do that after I got all the way inside the building. So there's that. I did miss out on my chance for a King's Kaleidoscope record, but that's okay. I could still order online. And then pretty much the rest of the day, I was just inside listening to the music. I went into the mosh pit for a couple artists. One was John Keith, and I think the other was What Up RG. Funny story, Brian Flores, the the owner of Agios was with, I think, George or Jarge. I forget how to pronounce it. It's JXRGE. I should have asked him how to pronounce it. And then Naze was with him as well. If you don't know who any of those guys are, just go on Instagram, follow them, and then listen to their music. They be putting out bangers. I'm gonna be checking out George's new song on the channel this week. Rich in Christ, I think, is the name of the song. But they were on the phone with Young Sauce. If you don't know who Young Sauce is, he is What Up RG's brother. Young Sauce was like, yo, get in the mosh pit. This set is about to be crazy. And it was. It was incredible. I got into the mosh pit, and after the second song of What Up RG's set, I was like, I'm out. It was jam-packed. Like, everyone was pushing forward. I felt like I was at the Travis Scott concert. Like, I could not breathe, and I was like, as soon as the next song started rolling and the mosh pit started, I was like, I am out of here. So I went to the back, and then fast forward into What Up RG's set, he brings out Heaven on Earth, and then he brings out everyone on Praise, pretty much, aside from like Caleb Mitchell and a couple other guys. But for the most part, everyone there was performing Praise, and Heaven on Earth was going. And I think it was during the Heaven on Earth set, they were promoting their new single. Someone had collapsed or something. I'm not entirely sure what happened. I wasn't right there, but I did see them, the medical people, take the lady out and into an ambulance. I have no idea what happened there, but the mosh pit was crazy for What Up RG's set. And the cool thing is, not Clyde and What Up RG were like, yo, stop the show. We need medical people here. And Not Clyde prayed over the lady for healing and safety for her. And that was really cool to see that they like care and will stop the show for the fans, like if they're not in a good situation. So I really appreciated that, how they handled that. And then what else happened? Oh yeah, so Indie Tribe's set. Young Drew texted me before, and he was like, yo, this set's about to be crazy. And Indie Tribe goes up, and they do Pulp Fiction. It wasn't their opener, but a couple songs in, they do Pulp Fiction. And then all of a sudden, it sounded like the same beat, and I was like, wait, but that's not exactly Pulp Fiction. It's Trendsetter. No, it's Trendsetter by Connor Price, and Connor Price comes out. That was insane. Connor Price had also come out as a surprise guest on someone else's set. I'm forgetting who it was. Man, I wish I remembered who it was. And then For King and Country also came out as a special guest. So that night was filled with surprises. Smoke did an incredible job of keeping surprises a surprise, and also like just a good payoff for like kind of a shorter lineup this year, but having so many surprise guests. Andy Mineo came out for No Big Deal's set and performed an unreleased Magic and Bird 2 song with words played, which was crazy. So yeah, there was just a lot of surprises throughout Smokefest this year, and I've said this so many times, but the community there, not just people that watch my channel, like those people that came up to me, you guys know who you are. I'm terrible with names. I remember a lot of your names, but I don't want to recite them and then miss some. But there was one guy in specific that I remember, and he said he was from the UK. He came here for Smokefest from the UK, and he said he watched my channel. He came up to me and was like, I love your videos, I appreciate what you do. And that to me was wild, that someone from all the way in the UK is watching my channel. So I appreciate like the love that a lot of people gave me and the work that I do on this channel. Was very genuine. I really appreciate that, because it makes me want to go even crazier on the channel and keep doing what I'm doing. There was another guy that I talked to for quite a bit and actually kind of hung around with for a little bit of some of the sets. And he gave me specific reasons and videos that he liked from my channel. He liked how I do a variety of like mainstream artists and underground rappers, which I'm like that's just a genuine compliment. Like it's not just like, yo, I like your videos. He's like very genuine, and I really appreciated that. Like really for real. And all the artists as well that came up to me and artists that I went up to and was like introduced myself. Just very mutual, like just respect for everyone there. Um, and yeah, just being able to hang out with K-Man again. Me and K-Man were going crazy in the mosh pit on day one, and then day two we kind of hung back, and then I hung around with Carson from my church, and then we had Keegan from Lolico, Saint, Joshua Matthews, BRB Music. There were a ton of other people that I hung around and talked to. Famous Amos, Matty Might, another YouTuber in the space. Mitch Durrell, I talked to him a few times. Solo CHH, I had a lengthy conversation and a very encouraging conversation with him. I talked to him about some, and he talked to me as well about where he wants his, like the direction of his channel and the direction of my channel, me branching out and doing some things that I'm a little nervous to do, but I'm excited and I'm hoping will be received well from more from the Christian community rather than just anyone on YouTube. But yeah, had a really, really good conversation with him. By the way, definitely go subscribe to Solo CHH, K-Man Raps, Matty Might. Their content is super fire. Like, not just saying that, like genuinely, I love what everyone there is doing. What else? There was something else I wanted to touch on. Bryson Gray. No, I'm kidding. All I can say is Bryson was getting strays like from a lot of people, and it wasn't just Indie Tribe. I'll just say that Marty, he was hilarious on his like mini set for DJ Mike LV's super set. He called out Bryson Gray. Obviously, John Keith did. Indie Tribe did. It was crazy. Like, I'm not really gonna get into specifics on it. I just am 100% with Indie Tribe on that side of things, and yeah, that's really all there is to that. But there's a lot of videos that I'm going to be pumping out from now through probably the next week and a half it'll take me to get through. But networking with some artists here that I met at Smokefest that I'm going to be doing videos for. Just be on the lookout for those. That's pretty much all I'm going to be recording for the next week and a half is just people that I talked to at Smokefest, and I'm excited for the new music. Some artists will be new to the channel. Some are ones that have been on the channel before. I really don't know how to end this video. Like, I could be going on for hours, but I'm gonna leave it here. You guys let me know if you were there, what your favorite part of Smokefest was this year, and if you're gonna be there next year, let me know, because I'm for sure gonna be there. I wouldn't miss it for the world. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Again, thank you to everyone that genuinely showed love to me and to the channel. And yeah, go be fruitful. Let's go.